How to create a proactive mindset. This is the topic of today's In Charge of Your Career series with Susanne Puerschel from Point to Rise account. To start off with, what it is to be proactive. To be proactive for me means that you're not waiting for other people to provide with the answer to your question. You're not waiting for the universe to bring you and provide for the conditions for your success. You will actually try to take everything under control, and that's a little bit what we talked about with Clara in a different chat just before. With Clara, we were talking about her podcast, and she was actually talking about taking your life under control and realizing that you're in charge. Like, okay, there are things you can't control and there are things you can control, but you are in charge of the part that you can control. Hello.
Well, hello, lovely.
How are you
Good
doing?
to see you. I'm
Yeah,
so
it's always
good.
it's always a pleasure to see you. Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Oh,
guys.
I can see
Thanks for
people who
being here.
joined the live just before. It's my live day.
Yeah, it's your live day. That's
You're
your
more
life.
used to it than I am, but I'm back to
Oh,
back.
no, no comparison. Okay,
I love
what we're
it.
talking about, take your
What
power
to each his
back.
own, you know.
Yeah.
Today we wanted to talk about creating a proactive mindset, and the idea of the topic was coming from the fact that we observe some people who are waiting for things to fold in a specific way, for all the conditions to be there, and then also another trait of a reactive mindset is to blame everything else and focus on the thing that you can't control. I guess there's three things. What do you think
Well,
are traits of a reactive mindset? Because I guess to help people understand how to create a proactive mindset, first you need to realize if you're already there or if you're a bit too much of a reactive mindset.
mhm. I I think if you are relying on others in order to feel good, be good, or get
Mm-hmm.
somewhere or have something done for you, then I personally would suggest that you readjust and perhaps more move into a proactive mindset because you're not quite there yet. Um, I think I was the best in blaming everybody else for my shortfalls.
Yes.
That was
Don't
my
we all do that from time to time?
um yeah, I definitely lived in that world for a very, very long time. And I know that this is not a topic we like to talk about because really who likes to talk about their own flaws or things that we can be in control of. But I have to say it took such a big burden off of my shoulders once
Mm-hmm.
I realized that everything I want, I can create. I don't have to wait for others to do something for me or to cast me somewhere or to give me the job. Um, it just it made it so much easier. It took out the anxiety, the relying on people.
Yes.
And it takes a lot of energy that we spend on asking ourselves, why didn't they do this for me? Or why is this not happening
Mm-hmm.
for me?
Mm-hmm.
Out of the equation and like shines the light right back at us. Now, it's not always something that I enjoy very much.
It's
However,
challenging. It's challenging to
oh,
get into that mindset.
girl, it's not only
Of course it
challenging,
is.
it
If it was easy,
hurts.
everybody would do it.
Yes.
You know, you remind me, one day I bought a leadership book to my vice president, and I put it on his desk and put a note so that he know it was from me. And then when he saw me, he grabbed it and he said, "When people leave leadership books on my desk, I feel they're sending me a message." And I was like, "Yes, of course."
Yeah.
The message is read it and apply it. And he said something about, like, I think he said something like, it's not easy. And I told him, I said, bear with me. If it was easy, this guy would not be selling books.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. And I feel that the proactive mindset has not become a trait to really foster and train and perhaps explore and evolve in performing artists and dancers particularly because we feel so very much and very often that our career and what we get to do lays in the hand of somebody else.
I think it
And
lies on a couple of things. I think it starts in the studio where some teachers um, foster a mindset where you do something, they tell you what's right, what's wrong, you adjust. And there are very few teachers who are actually promoting letting you understand, making you become autonomous so that you rely less and less on them. So I would say that starts with there. Like if you're in an environment where most of your teachers are expecting that they are the one to tell you what's right and what's wrong, instead of giving you the keys for you to understand that more and more as you grow and evolve. And then, as you said, there is a lot of um, misunderstanding that in an audition process, you're just there to pray all the ballet gods and hope that they see something in you. How many times have I heard that sentence? They saw
oh,
something in me. Okay,
well,
maybe you know, maybe they saw like talent and greatness, but don't wait for someone to see something in you. Show it. Show what's in you. Like,
and that's where the perspective change comes in so
yeah,
powerfully, that when you know what you're great at, when you know your strength, you will show up with these strengths. And you're not sitting there powerless in a reactive kind of state, waiting for somebody else to tell you what you're great at, and therefore giving you permission what
mm-hmm.
and with what and how you can shine. And I totally understand that there is a lot of fear and I would say maybe also a lack mentality in the industry, because that abundance mindset has never been in any way taught. All we hear at all given moment is there is too many people for too little jobs, not enough money, not enough possibility and opportunities. And with that comes, of course, fear, because we want the job. And if we're not
But
getting it,
isn't
then
it
what?
right for a lot of other businesses?
Exactly. We're just not looking outside of the bubble, that this kind of mindset is a chosen one. And what would it look like if we actually would choose a proactive mindset, meaning knowing what we're great at, knowing what we actually want, knowing who we want to be with, and go out there and go get it for ourselves, and
Yeah,
not
go get it.
rely on, yeah, go get it, and not relying on somebody else to give it to us. That's powerless.
You remember in a previous conversation, I was telling you that I gave an advice to someone who's actually not a dancer, but that was still a hiring process advice.
Yeah.
And I told that person, do not write your application and present yourself in a way that you are waiting for a job. Present yourself and the application in a way that you are saying, you want me because I'm amazing at those things, and that's what you need. Because me as an employer, I want to receive that candidate and that application where at the end, I want to be like, I really want to work with you. You're great at so many levels, like your personality, your work ethics, your talent, what you can actually do and perform. I want you in my team. Not, yeah, okay, they can do the job.
Do you, I don't know if you remember, but from my corporate days, it wasn't about finding the things that the people are good at and would qualify for the job. It was looking for the things or finding the things that wouldn't
Oh,
make
yeah.
them qualify for the job.
What are your flaws? What are you good at? What are your pros and your cons? I hate those questions.
Yeah, I hated them too. But from a management or from a leadership perspective, like I'm going into an audition with the mindset of these are all people here that are here because they want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not here to show me what they've got so I get to. And I think it is, even though that side of the table, it's going to take a little bit of time on how to change that and for them to
Mm-hmm.
actually change. But what it really is in our hands right now is change the perspective of what's happening in the
Yeah.
studio and how people show up in the studio. because do not underestimate the power of confidence and
Mm-hmm.
knowing what you want. That energy that exudes from you personally, you can't buy that. You're
Yeah.
raising the energy in the entire studio. And no matter if you nail your triple period or not, if you fail with confidence, I'll take you.
Yes.
Because the skill can be adapted very quickly. That doesn't take much time. What takes really time is finding what you're doubting and unearthing all of the things that you're battling with as a human being. That I can't, I could help you, like me personally, but a director could not help you with
Yeah.
that. Um,
And it's not inspiring.
and it's not
When
inspiring
you're
either.
trying to hire someone and you see someone who's always like, I don't know. Like,
Don't look at me. No, I don't want to shine too bright, but I
that's
want the
why I
job.
always say, like, put yourself in the shoes of the other person. What do you want to see? What do you want to hear? What do you want to feel? And then bring that.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And
and
it's
that's
never about, but it's never about, okay, of course, sometimes it is about like there's a specific thing that you should be able to do at a certain level. Um, but regardless, even if you were supposed to do it, we can see if, okay, here you missed it, but that was just like a one off and bad luck, or you missed it because you never managed that. You, because of that level of confidence, it's easy to know if it's a one off and maybe that's okay, or if that person like doesn't, they don't have the level that we're looking for.
right. Isn't it? So I'm going to draw from the business world
Yeah.
when we're looking into investing,
Mm-hmm.
when I look into investing into startups, for example, I don't necessarily invest into the concept of the business. I invest in the person.
Yes.
And when I look into how can we relate this into the ballet world, well, I'm not investing in your technique. I am not investing in that. I'm investing in who you are as a person. And I
Yeah.
think that's what directors should be investing in if they actually can use that word investing, which means having a relationship and helping each other
Mm-hmm.
to grow. Um, I invest in the person because I see potential, because I know that no matter what, they are going to figure it out. I know that if they fall on stage, they are not going to beat themselves up and cry
Yeah.
for days, but they're going to get up, give themselves some grace, and say, okay, tomorrow is a new day, and I'm going to try it again. And I know
Mm-hmm.
who I can ask for help to help me to get better in my skills. And that these are the people that no matter where their skill set is at, will always see more, like the path will be easier to really find than for the ones that are in a reactive kind of state.
Definitely. So, what would be your advice for people to create a proactive mindset? For my side, I would say, first of all, observe your language. Be in a language where you will, you want, you prefer, something that is actionable and powerful and positive and uplifting. And the second advice I would give is to focus on the things that are within your control: your health, your surroundings, the people you work with, the people you, well, not all of them, but the one you can control, the changes you can make to your technique, your artistry, your curiosity, everything that you can control should be your area of focus, so that you're always thinking, okay, how can I leverage my resources and everything that I have access to get me where I want, instead of thinking about all the things that you can't control.
Mm.
That would be my two pieces of advice.
I love that. Um, I'm gonna be a little bit of a realist here and a really harsh kind of reality. And it's not gonna feel good. Everything that we experience is our fault.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying fault in a bad way. I'm saying fault is because we created it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to move from a reactive mindset into a from a reactive into a proactive mindset, that means that your default is no longer blaming everybody else outside of you for where you're at and what is happening to you, but you take radical responsibility for everything. And
Yeah.
that means for the great things, which you can write down every single day, just so you always have evidence of that you are capable of succeeding.
Hmm.
Even if that means, 3 years ago you did a triple arabesque tour. Great, write it down so it is your brain can remember it, and you have proof that you can at any given point when you're choosing to repeat it. Um, where am I going with this? And also that when it doesn't work, it is your responsibility to figure out a way to get there again. And if that's in
Hmm.
your body, if that's the way you're feeding yourself, if that is the way the people that you're hanging out with, because they're not believing in you, then why should you believe in yourself?
Yes. That
Um,
one is extremely important. I was thinking about that as you were saying this.
isn't it? It is,
Yeah.
if anything,
Because I used to think just the way you said that, like e- everything that happens, you're part of it, you're responsible for it. But I forgot one part is I'm also responsible for choosing the people I hang out with.
yeah.
And if
Well,
they have a negative impact,
yeah.
of course it's not my fault that they're a negative um, influence on me or
No.
impact on me, but it's my responsibility to cut them loose.
Yeah, if they're not serving you, cut them loose. And that's not an
Yeah.
easy process, but we're
No.
we're so much in this, oh, this person is talking bad all the time and they're talking bad about me. Well,
You can't
you
control
don't
that.
have to. No, you
Yeah.
can't. And teaching them not to, or leading them down the path why they shouldn't be, is energy wasted on your part, where you could simply remove yourself and redirect your energy in something that actually fills your cup
Yeah.
and makes you and moves you into a proactive mindset. And
And
that,
that's being proactive. Yeah.
exactly. And quite honestly, it is also what's happening in the studio.
Mm. Who
You
do you
know,
listen to? Who do you pay
yeah.
attention? What do you pay attention to? When the teacher says something in a way that is hurtful, how much do you pay attention to that? And how long are you willing to stay with this person if that
So
happens often?
exactly. So when I say everything, wherever we're at, is our own responsibility, um, it's the truth, because somewhere, somehow, there might be, even if the situation that we're in has completely, is completely out of our control, there is one little part that we either didn't remove ourselves fast enough from it, or
Mhm.
a time where we participated in this kind of mindset. And that's the shift we can make in taking fully radical responsibility for
Yeah.
our life. And it also means knowing where we actually want to go. Like, if
Hmm.
you don't know what you want clearly, you can repeat it over and over and out loud again when somebody wakes you up in the middle of the night. If you don't know that, you are very vulnerable to having other people tell you what to do, and you're also very easily blaming others for where you're at.
Basis of any mindset to be effective is that you need to know where you're going. If you don't have a clear objective and a clear direction, you're just gonna wander around. And maybe
Oh, yeah.
you'll get there, maybe not.
Amen. That's right.
A
Okay.
woman.
Amen. We tied the bow, my love. Um,
Every time RuPaul finishes by saying, "Can I have an amen?" I'm like, "Can you have an a woman?"
oh, okay.
That's mine. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
I love it.
Well,
Okay.
I think those are great, very simple ways to start first identifying if you're on a reactive mindset or proactive mindset. Bear with us. There's no such a thing as being 100% one or 100% the others. It's a journey. It depends on the days, depends on the mood, depends on the situation as well. You can be extremely proactive in part of your life or with some people and be extremely reactive in others. So keep that in mind. It's very subjective to your environment and
Mm-hmm.
what you're working on. And then as soon as you realize you're more on the reactive side, make a shift, reframe, and take control of your life.
That's right.
So that you can grow. I keep seeing grow behind you.
Yeah, that's great.
It's
Growth,
actually growth.
blessed. You are enough.
You are
That's right.
enough. Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining, and see you very soon.